This is my city. And around the world, we got a bad rep, but fuck it, we earned it. You see, it's hard to change the stigma on a city that's been beat down for years. So we embrace it, whether good or bad. But in order for you to understand my city, you gotta be from my city. And in order for you to get a feel for my city, you gotta come to my city. And I ain't talking about downtown or the burbs or none of that. I'm talking the heart of the city, the real city, the inner city.
Yeah, I'm Timothy from the west side of Detroit, born and raised. Well, I'm a product of my environment, and most people, they speak about the violence that's going on in the city, and they say that it's a lot of killings that's going on right now as far as kids getting killed.
We got rape and abuse and killings going on the east side and the west side.
That's right.
We don't respect ourselves.
That's right.
We don't love ourselves.
Oh, man.
We don't cherish ourselves.
Oh, man.
We don't cherish our communities.
That's right.
We don't cherish our women.
That's right.
We not looking out for our kids.
Watch out.
It's time for all that shit to change. We walk around here like we don't give a fuck about nothing.
Watch out.
About nothing.
That's right.
Once again, another coward preying on children, and that needs to stop. We will find you. We will get you.
That's the message Police Chief James Craig has for one of the suspects connected to the kidnapping and murder of 13-year-old Deontay Mitchell. Authorities are still looking for 51-year-old Roy Portis. This afternoon, police arrested 30-year-old Ernest Coleman. Officials have not explained what their roles were in this case. Portis is 51 years old. He's 6'1" and 180 pounds. He was the man police say kidnapped 13-year-old Deontay Mitchell Tuesday night outside of Nino's Market on East Warren. Sources tell us the abduction was over $75. Police say the boy, who was riding bikes with his cousin, may have picked up the money dropped by Walker. Sources say the suspect put the 13-year-old in his car at gunpoint and drove looking to find the boy's cousin.
It's definitely a beautiful ass day in my hood. Kids playing, birds out chirping. And we don't hear no gunshots or hear the ambulance for one. But like I said, it's a beautiful day. Kids out playing. Past couple of weeks, we've been having incidents here where kids have been getting shot in drive-bys. Over what? Just petty shit, you know? And it's crazy how babies losing their life. They can't even play outside and enjoy life like I was on this block when I was a shorty, you know?
Well, evidence markers littered about a 40-yard stretch of pavement on this residential street near 6 Mile and Telegraph, along with what appears to be at least a few shell casings. As officers interviewed witnesses and collected evidence, all to help bring them closer to the person they believe is responsible for killing a 3-year-old little girl and injuring 2 adults.
What up, though? I'm Cell Block. This boy Stack. You know, this my cousin. We grew up on this block forever. Electric. You know what I'm saying? What we not called EMB. We used to play football in this little field. These young cats, cops and robbers, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything was cool. You know, it still was a little violence and shit. But you know what I'm saying?
Not sure as much violence is now, but it wasn't that much violence. That's how we was growing up. Because there was a lot of stuff for us to do. You know what I'm saying? Even we had the center open. You know what I'm saying? We stayed in activities and stuff like that. The centers kept us doing, you know, a lot of stuff going center, playing basketballs, you know, tournaments, you know what I'm saying, other centers and
Crossing,
stuff.
you know what I'm saying? I was the coldest. You know what I'm saying? I was the coldest.
Ever since then.
Pick them and mess them up this field.
Grew up.
Come on now. Couldn't touch me. And I went to Ridge, number 33, and I started. You know? But for the most part, though, nah, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? This really like, it's just not getting real quiet around here, though. This is like a real, this is real Tetris, though, for like a whole summer straight, though. You know what I'm saying? times when you can't even stand out here without really, you know what I'm saying, toast it up, chop it up, everything. A real story, you know what I'm saying?
My name is Tyreek Parker, owner of West 7 Barbershop. I've been a business owner for 17 years, a resident most of my life. And I guess the topic I'd like to speak about is the social economic conditions right now that affect how kids get educated and the violence in the city. Our mayor said that the murder rate is down. But I see more senseless homicides now, including kids and young adults. And there seems to be no understanding as to where it's coming from. I was told the economy was getting better, and when we're in a recession, the crimes were due to economics. But it seems like even though the unemployment rate is going down, violence is going up. I have 4 kids. All 4 of them had to be taken out of the Detroit public school system because of inadequate education. I followed a graduate from Redford High School going out to Clawson, Michigan, become a principal. She's now the superintendent of Oak Park. Since I've been out there, I found out a few little things about specific education that I didn't know while I had myself, any of my sisters and brothers in school, and understanding how the schools network with universities outside of sports, with their communities as far as boostering for their squads, as far as sports and leagues and clubs. And I think the perception all the time, at least from my perspective as a barber, most parents are left in the understanding that they should have the state or the city or the county fund the schools projects for the kids. And there I see it being done totally different. You have state funding, each child is allocated $11,000 per child, but it's outside funding that gets some of the smaller things and the bigger things done, like auditoriums built on a consistent basis. So I guess my point is, after driving from Livernois and Joy Road all the way to 15 Mile in Livernois since 2002, to take my kids to go to school, just so they can have a basic minimum, I don't know how the city is going to get themselves in a better position to understand exactly how to send their kids up unless they have an athletic or academic talent. The average kid kind of gets lost in the fray. Those are the kids that we see come in with bad perceptions. It's a program called Job Corps that I think is a wonderful program. A lot of people graduate from it, go off, get trades, and do well in life, but the average kid that has problems in school, they had dreams of going to a university that they're not qualified for. I talked to their parents and told them about Job Corps, and the parent and the child turned their nose up like Job Corps sub their ability. Yet, it's the best place for them, in my opinion, because they don't have any bills. No lights, no gas, trade, and an income. But it's hard trying to transfer an understanding when there's other distractions. I don't really have a real problem as far as how the kids perceive themselves. It's how the parents project life to them and then they misunderstand it. Being caught up in the clothes and caught up in the fads is like a derailment for what the big picture is, at least 5 to 10 years down the line. You see different people live different ways and have an easier time making it. It's almost like a home-based understanding. And I just kind of wish we get on the page with a better understanding so we can get educated, so we can get trades, so we can get an easier time. Most of the people that I work with, we've been working together 10 years or better. We fed our families and sent our kids to school right off of cutting hair, and this is not a trade where you get paid a lot of money, but it's consistent enough and safe enough in order to keep you going forward.
School conditions like this at Spain Elementary prompted Detroit public school teachers to call a sick-out several days this week. 64, or roughly 2/3 of the city's public schools, were closed Monday, leaving thousands of students out of the classroom, sparking Michigan's Division of the Occupational Safety and Health Administration to launch an investigation into Spain Elementary School.
This is our gym wing. We have been told that this portion of the building is off limits to us as of 2 months ago. Our pool has been empty like this for about 6 years. We've now been banned from our own playground. No gym and now no playground.
20 minutes away at Frank Cody High School, Principal Latoya Hall King told the national president of the American Teachers Federation, who flew in from Washington for the meeting, conditions at the school are intolerable, from a rodent infestation to girls' bathroom stalls having no doors, the technology classroom without access to the internet.
I was born here, but as soon as my father died, my mama moved back to Ben Harbor with her family. So I was raised in Ben Harbor until I was like 12 or 13. Me and little bro, we was tearing that bitch up, man. We was fighting and doing all kind of shit and getting into trouble left and right. We was like the little niggas that like ran through the whole city. Ben Harbor, like a small, it's only like 10,000 people, you know what I'm saying, there now. And it probably was less than that then. So what happened was we was just running through the whole city. We the little niggas you see all on the other side of town. Like, damn, what Lil Manny Gleek doing over there? And, you know, the city was probably too small for us. So we ended up getting into a lot of trouble, man. It was like over-aggression. Like, we was like over-aggressive, fighting all the time, just tearing shit up, man. And they had to get rid of us, so they called the state on us, took us to juveniles and foster homes and shit. I was there for about 1.5 years in Battle Creek. And then I moved here because we ran across some older siblings and they wanted to get custody of us, get us out to state care. And the shit worked out for the most part in the first couple years, and then I ended up right back in juvenile, did a little stint in juvenile, ended up coming home for about 2 years, and then I ended up in the joint. I did about 9 years in there, came home and just took care of my business, man. I've been on top of my shit ever since.
Jerry Boykin, born on the west side of Detroit, went to Bagley Elementary School, went to Hampton Middle School, went to Mumford High School. Detroit is my home, born and raised. I'm a mentor at Detroit Community School. Started a food ministry about 5 years ago. We feed homeless every Wednesday, rain, sleet, or snow. I think we got some water. Excuse me, can I have a sandwich, please? I need a sandwich, turkey sandwich. And some water. We just down here being the blessing to folks, man. You know, every Wednesday I look forward to it more so than they do. And you know, every week, you know, it's new people that see what we're doing on social media. And they say, hey man, I want to come down and feed the homeless too. So we get different people. A lot of these people I wouldn't even have known if it wasn't for Instagram and Facebook. You know, so it's definitely a blessing, man, just to be doing something positive and having people wanting to be a part of what you're doing, you know. So yeah, it's actually getting so big now, man, we have to double what we were doing. Because at first we were doing 150 sandwiches, 100, and then went to 200, 250. Now we're running out of food, and I mean, you see, we've been down here maybe an hour, and we're running out of sandwiches, so, you know, the supply, you know, we definitely have to get more help, more volunteers, probably another truck, you know, more food, more water, and just keep on being a blessing, because, I mean, it's definitely a need. I mean, a lot of these people have been coming since we started over 5 years ago, so just to hear them say how much they appreciate us, you know, it just keeps you going. And, you know, when we pull up, we have 60 people lined up waiting for us because they know we're going to be here, rain, sleet, or snow. And so, yeah, we're gonna touch some other spots. Well, actually, we've been going back and forth to Flint. You know, been dropping water off at Triumph Church since January. And in the community, we've been hitting homeless shelters, senior homes, the projects, you know, places where people aren't getting water. So, you know, I've linked up with people from New Jersey, Missouri, South Carolina, man, you name it. You know, they've just been contacting me because they've been seeing what we've been doing.
Hi, my name is Ali. I'm the Farmore Pharmacy Manager. Just want to say it's a good thing to see that, people giving back to the community. Also, Detroit Central City, they got this program through the health center where if you don't have insurance, they help you apply for insurance. In the meantime, whatever medication you have, whether it's blood pressure medication, anything like that, they give you vouchers where you come to us and we give it to you. And Detroit Central City kind of takes that. And what we do is we don't charge profit. We just give it at cost to help out those people in need until they get their insurance.
Going on, everybody? My name is Doc Dreadlock. Dreadlock to you, Doc to the family. You know what I'm saying? I've been out here probably 32 straight years. So I probably moved out of here for 2 years to the west side of Detroit. We moved right back home again. Stayed out here all my life. Yeah, it's nice little let good to me. And they don't like that, bitch. All my life, like I said, nobody out here ever shot me. I ain't got the felonies, that shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been hanging around my friends from day one, since day one. I ain't, nothing to brag about. If they get slipped up, mistakes happen out here.
So my name is Temperance. I am from the west side of Detroit. I grew up east and west. My upbringing wasn't all peaches and cream, but it made me who I am today. I'm not gonna walk around sobbing, oh, this happened to me. Yeah, it happened. But guess what? I'm good now. Those are the demons that other people have to live with. I was a product of child molestation inside of the family. And I remember everything to this day, and I might have been about 6 years old. And what that did to me was, as I grew older, I didn't think I was pretty because everybody will always say, well, Tutu is my nickname when I was growing up. Oh, you think you cute. Why do I gotta think I'm cute? I don't even. So from what happened to me, and I guess me being pretty all my life, people would tell me that I think I'm cute. Oh, you think you cute. You think you too good. You need to take them contacts out your eyes. You shouldn't wear your hair like that. What they was trying to do was break me down because I was already special. I was something special then. So they tried to tear me down, and it worked a little bit because it made me not like to look pretty. It made me want to dress in baggy clothes. It made me want to get all the attention away from me. I didn't want to wear tight clothes. I just didn't want to look cute. It took away a little bit of self-esteem from me. And like even to this day, this is probably why my exterior seems so hard. But see, now I do know that I'm pretty, and I know that I'm beautiful.
My name's Khalif Young, and I would say I'm a television producer and content creator on multiple platforms. Been doing creating content for overseas markets for about 14 years now. Mobile clips, video clips, ringtones, wallpapers with distribution in emerging markets like Indonesia, Southeast Asia, India, Africa, and places like that. Here in the city of Detroit, I've primarily been really part of the movement, creating and helping promote creative types and artist types here in the city of Detroit. It really has been an explosion of creativity over the last probably 7 or 8 years here in the city. I would say probably since '09, when things really jumped off in the city, the transformation. I was lucky to be a part of the previous administration, part of the communications team, and so I got to see the transformation up close and got to see change makers, meet a lot of change makers, a lot of artists, creative types in the city. And really, this transformation that we see Detroit in now, I think the jump off was really when Eminem did that Chrysler commercial promoting the city made in Detroit. And that right there was the jump off when people start to really see, oh man, you know, Detroit can do this. We have artists and we have creatives and we have change makers. And so that one spot was the jump off. And so fast forward to now, where I guess you can really say a lot of gentrification is taking place. You know, the complexity of the city of Detroit has definitely changed, you know what I'm saying? And so you have a lot of people from the suburbs and are discovering Detroit, and it's like whenever I see that, I was like, oh man, we've been here. You know, you didn't really discover it, you're just now taking part in the transformation and the comeback of the city. And there's a lot, you know, that still goes on. I like to look at the city really going toward a position of the haves and have-nots, and you can't just really develop one area or protect with police one segment of the community. You have to do that across the board, because then what you're going to have is still a division, you know what I'm saying? And you can have 1967 Detroit all over again, so you really got to spread the wealth and the development into the neighborhoods and such like that. But it's really a great place, you know. My muse is really architecture, and Detroit offers a lot of architecture to take pictures of. Again, helping promote creative types by way of web series like I did called Creative Juice, where we went inside the mind of creative types and see what makes them tick and everything. So there's a lot going on, but I think it all really, the seed was dropped when Eminem did that Chrysler commercial made in Detroit, and really that was a hot spot, and they played it at the State of the City for Mayor Bing, and it just really set the whole tone. So.
Come on, Daz, what about you, man? Man, you've been so cool and calm about everything, man. You ain't excited about prom?
I am excited.
Are you excited? Okay.
How y'all days been? Where do you get over?
You said what the dates look like?
We're going by ourselves. Yeah. That's the way to go. That's the way to go.
That's the best way to go?
Yep.
Okay. We're doing proms for kids at schools. We have 26 kids we're sending to prom. We're getting them tuxedos, getting their haircuts, you know, the girls, their nails done, prom dresses. I'm driving a Cadillac Escalade. I'm gonna put on my tuxedo and my hat, and I'm gonna drive them to prom. You know, we're getting people to just show love to a lot of the kids, because some kids don't have mothers anymore, some kids don't have fathers. You know, some of the kids' parents are locked up in prison, so we're just loving on them and showing them how much we care and sending them off to prom. You know, the way we wanted to go to prom when we went to prom, so.
Take our motherfucking city back.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's what the fuck we come here to do today. Who's streets?
It's a struggle out here, but we all don't really have to struggle. We all don't have to stay in it. It is a way out. We all don't have to endure the blues of the Motor City. I mean, I wrote this song because it was just heavy on my heart, because I woke up and I saw things every day, and I just couldn't understand why every day is something going on. From police not showing up when somebody laid out on the ground, from ambulance running out of gas to get to you. It's just a lot of different things. And I had to wake up and I had to get a phone call that my son was shot. He's 17 years old, straight A and B student. He's not into nothing but being a 17-year-old boy. He want to be with his friends, he want to go to the carnival, he want to go to the school party. I'm so grateful that my son made it through. God spared my child for a reason. So my son was a victim of the Motor City Blues, unfortunately. It hurts me when anybody's son or daughter is a victim of the Motor City Blues. But I'm grateful. And so, with that being said, what's going on right now, we gotta pray about it, and hopefully we can speak to this generation and, and just hopefully we can make it a turnaround. Because like I said, it's some blues, but it's still some good things. The most talented, beautiful people in the world.
It's your girl Temperance. Big 3 folded, foreclosure, losing jobs, house took from under us. Stability is no more. Cutthroat out here, can't walk out my door. Oh, make me wanna step back, evaluate the game. Make me wanna step back, evaluate the game. Come on, this ain't living, no baby. This ain't living, no baby. Unemployment rate, sky high. Sons out here, ready to die. They gotta do whatever to survive. Motor City Blues, we got too much pride. Oh, make me wanna step back, evaluate the game. Make me wanna step back, evaluate the game. Come on, this ain't living, no baby. This ain't living, no.